sitting and the stars are watching you. You gotta ride the tackle with the moon.
Good evening and welcome to season 4 on Chatbox with Sam. Today we have the actress Yulia Yudina.
Yay! Hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. Such a pleasure to meet Sam and be a guest in Chatbox with Sam. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you so much. So we were at the Prey of Wrath screening because Yulia with Tjandra, Cynthia Rothrock and Tatiana Neva. Quite a few amazing cast there. It was an amazing screening in Los Angeles just a couple of weeks ago. And this lovely actress had dark hair in the movie. Would you like to explain the change and the transition from the dark to the blonde?
Oh my God, that was very interesting transition. So this is my natural color. I don't know if you can see it. I'm just natural blonde. And Benny actually wanted to cast me as a girlfriend of one of the main characters.
Right.
And I switched my hair color because the project was freeze for a while. And when he saw me with dark hair, he was like, "Oh my God, Julia, what are you doing?" I'm supposed to be like a drama queen, like losing my boyfriend, like staying with my kid, single mom, you know, crying young. And then, and as well as the lead character had, I think she was black hair. She was not in like only dark hair. She was like a bad guy. She was snow wool. And I was with the dark hair as well. So they just decided to make me a Spetsnaz, which is kind of like FBI, CIA agent. So all this type of secret unit military. And that's how I became a soldier, which actually I like better.
You do?
I do, because so originally I'm from Russia, and
Yes.
of course I was trained with method by Stanislavski, and all my teachers were like, there's almost his students, and they're almost like 200 years old, and of course like they have all this old-fashioned techniques, and I like to go in this method so deep that some of these transitions with the characters happen in my life. So in this case, I really appreciated that the universe gave me this soldier character because I'm not a victim. And in the end of this, my dying scene,
Yes. I know she killed you.
Oh my God, I was tortured. That was another story. It was just so. Oh my God.
You were great though. You know, I thought you were really good in that film.
Thank you.
Yeah, you couldn't tell you were acting, and that's when you know someone's a good actress, because you couldn't tell, and there was a backstory behind it. There was a deepness because you were in the same unit together in Prey of Wrath, and then she obviously went rogue and on her own.
Thank you.
But it was great. But yeah, you did have the dark hair. So, is there any? Would you like to explain the scene with you and Tatiana Neva?
There was an interesting scene, and I tried to bring, like, as far as like I had a lot of dialogue in this scene, but it was more about actually acting. But in that point, I was thinking that the more dialogue, the better acting.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, I tried, like, I had enough time. There was a lot of scenes this day. We were shooting in the motel, and I had enough time to use my imagination, and that my scene happened when it was dark outside. Right. And I'm sure there was guests in this motel, and I tried so hard to die that someone called the police. So, and Ben was like, "That's what I'm calling acting." That was really fun because like I was in a whole catch up, and like I was dying, and I was already like,
Is that what they use? Ketchup?
No, I'm kidding. Of course, it's
I thought they might. I don't know. Fake blood.
Well, we had a great costume professional. I don't remember what it was, but I'm just like making up right now. There was a ketchup. Of course, it was not. It was something more complicated.
Right.
My knee. She shoot me in the knee, and we made these holes in my leggings. I think it was leggings or pants. I don't know. And the costume person made this blood and slash around. It was horrible. So after that, I think I wrapped at around 2 a.m. and guys stayed for a little bit.
Right.
And I was so tired, so I just drove the way I am with blood and like shotted knees and everything around. I needed to fill my car with gas, so someone was just freaked out, honestly, because he was not ready to see someone with all this.
Blood, so you got out the car with all that. I bet they thought you were a domestic violence victim.
Yes,
or you'd just been attacked at a bar.
Yeah, but I definitely didn't look like a victim. I was, as far as I was asbestos, I was a little bit furious and tired,
Yes.
Well, this is Los Angeles. Sorry, 2:30.
I bet they were like, stay away from her. Just stay away. Because you know martial arts too, right?
Yes, I do. So it's not like actually martial arts, but it's stage scenes and fightings. And I was doing it in my drama school, and we performed a little bit in some kind of scenes in different TV series, a little bit. So it is fun.
And I know you like to ride horses as well.
Oh my God, yes. I'm obsessed with horses.
Do you? Oh.
I really want to find time to. That's interesting to know about it.
It's amazing. Social media is amazing. No one has a private life anymore. Oh, look, there she is on a horse. I can bring that up in the interview.
Yeah. So my dream role is in the Western, and I want to do period drama or Western. I'm obsessed with Westerns. I like all this aesthetics of different genres, and just like feeling when I found a very nice equestrian school. Mm-hmm. Well, sometimes I go there, just like not all the time, of course. But I'm just dreaming to make a nice reel in drama dress, and
yes.
In all this like historical retro like period scene, and like I don't know.
And you want to do your own project too. You want to try a bit in directing, producing, and filmmaking, right?
Yes, we've been through COVID, we've been through strike, we've been through all these crises and financial and political.
It's been very difficult for those in the industry. As you said, Benny's film took how many years to make because of COVID and the strike?
I think we started in 2019.
Right.
It was a scene with all this crazy, very sophisticated techniques in the snow with all the sculptures and everything. That was like very ambitious. I'm surprised he did it. So they started doing this in 2019. Then it was stopped for a little bit. So the scene where I was dying and like all this craziness happened. In 2020, it was actually the same heat. So it was twice more fun.
100 degrees.
100 degrees.
Getting beat up by Tatiana in 100-degree weather.
When you try to find snow wolf in this heat,
It's not going to happen, is it?
Not going to happen. Exactly.
Thank God for AI and CGI, right?
Yeah.
So what made you emigrate to the United States?
Movie industry. And honestly, I just remembered that today, thank you so much for bringing me this amazing night with chatting with you, because it's my 6 years today. So on September 8th, 2018, I came in Los Angeles. And today I'm having this interview.
Oh, isn't that fantastic? You know what? Welcome to America. I emigrated here in 2000. My father sponsored me to come in the country. And it wasn't to be in the industry. It was just to be here, So, yeah, I'm really glad you've moved here. You mean you've gone from freezing to hot But at least we have 4 seasons.
I love hot. So I started as an actress in the theater.
Right.
And it's a little bit different in Europe. So, in London, it's like especially Berlin with all this crazy new forms theater with all this expression, motion. So,
did you go to a theatre in London?
So actually, I was about to move to London and I wanted to continue my education in RADA school. But for some reason, life switched me and Los Angeles was calling.
It's a lot warmer here.
Of course. That was an excuse.
And look at all the popcorn we could have at the screening. Popcorn and movies and the red carpet. Wasn't that fantastic evening, though, with the red carpet?
Oh, yes.
I said to Benny, I'm supposed to be doing media coverage, but I was like on the red carpet. I acted like one of them. My friend says, you didn't half soak it up. I went, oh, if you don't try, you don't know.
Exactly. It was so fun, right?
Yes, it was.
Everyone was.
Well, I broke my shoe, right? I was walking into the theatre and my shoe broke. So that I've got blue industrial tape around my foot, right? Because I've got black stilettos on. And when I was on the red carpet, they're all like, can you put your one foot behind the other? It was an eyesore. That's what happened to me. My shoe broke and I'm leaving this in the interview. True story. My friend took a picture of it. I went, thanks. That's a real glamour shot of me. But yours are absolutely amazing. I've just posted them on Facebook. I shared them on Facebook.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
So of course I just decided to be the contrast person. So I'm always the contrast. And as far as it's action movie, I decided to be very vanilla. It's like to show people that I can be not only like a serial killer or like a spetsnaz or someone who is dying all the time, but someone like a Barbie.
You look very, very glamorous, very glamorous. And I'm sure we passed each other, because there was so many people there and it was so busy. I mean, Alan Delaby, great martial artist and director, he was there. So. And Cynthia and Tatiana. I know there's 2 Tatianas. I can't pronounce the other lady Tatiana's last name because I'm terrible with names. So if you were going to inspire anyone from your country or give them some advice that wanted to be where you are now, what would you say to them?
I think first of all, so when you enter drama school, first that my teachers told me, we will depact your personality to collect it back in the end. I didn't understand what does that mean. And I think Los Angeles was my teacher. Because all my ambitions, all my ego, everything that I came with was just destroyed. And it was such a delusion, such a narrow delusion. And I think Los Angeles is such a magic town where you can see much more opportunities that this world can bring you. So that's why I wanted to start seeing the movie industry from different angle, not only taking as an actor, only being thirsty and hungry for all these characters and just enjoy all these emotions and different lives inside of me, but also to bring something to create the world. So that's why I think writing is so amazing, because you can create all these stories, and who knows, we don't know what is this world. So maybe you write the story that happened somewhere in Australia right now, because we don't know what we're doing, and maybe it's a good story that can bring someone fall in love or do something, create something, build, or I don't know. In this case, I just decided to give more.
Right.
And I think Los Angeles just ironed all my ego, which I'm very thankful. Otherwise, I will not see all these people. I will not appreciate all these people. I will not feel this energy. I will not see this eyes. So there was such a pleasure to see on this red carpet people. I had no idea who were they.
Yes.
They didn't recognize me as well because I'm like different hair, or I don't know.
Yeah.
But they wanted to make pictures with me, and I'm like, yes.
I think it was the blonde hair. I think we didn't recognize you because you got such dark hair in the movie. And then I'm like, where is that girl? Because I wanted to meet all the main cast members, and you were one of the main ones. So, and I was like, I couldn't find you. I wouldn't have thought that you changed your hair color,
So I think my advice would be just be open and be ready. And whatever this universe taken from you doesn't mean anything bad. It's for better. It's for better. Only if you will give up, I mean, in a good way. If you will let it go, that will come back to you. And just don't take it like super serious, because it's still a fun industry.
Oh, and that's very good advice. I'm glad you said that, because I usually ask about the younger generation, but initially we're all the same yet uniquely different, and you're from Russia, so I'm really glad to interview people from different countries, from Puerto Rico or Mexico or Spain or Germany or French. I love interviewing different people, because I think people that don't get to travel, I think you can only appreciate the planet when you travel to another place. So what do you think about that?
That's why I love Los Angeles and I love United States, because it gives us opportunity to know other cultures, not to just to be acquainted like a tourist and to see the facade, but just go deeper. Why this person did that? Like why we have that and this? How I can communicate? Where is our connection?
That's awesome.
I love it.
So you have a project called Choices?
Yes, I was just it's not my personal story, but I was just thinking that it could be interesting to start with shorts.
Yes, they're very good.
Yes. First of all, it's finance, and then it's just my experience, and I don't want to overwhelm. And like when you do like little steps, it's much better than just try to get Oscar from.
And the shorts are doing great in the film festivals. So you can submit them to the film festivals here and in other countries in Europe and stuff. And if they do very well there, that's the start, and you can get funding from Kickstarters, and a lot of people do that. Obviously you need an executive producer, but you can make a small budget. I know someone that did a whole short like film on his cell phone. And I went to the screening in Los Angeles there. So it can be done. We don't need, obviously a big movie like Benny's, you need the camera, the lights, the everything, but if you're going to do a short, it's amazing what equipment you can do. As long as you've got good lighting and sound, you're good to go.
Yeah.
So I've been told. Not that I know.
Yes, exactly. So, and
pull in those people and don't be afraid to ask them for help or guidance,
Exactly. And that's where I would like to offer, not just take. And also I work with finance, and that's where I can raise funds for my short by myself without expecting that someone will invest. And if the deal will work out, I found the nice trick how to connect all my little stories. So I really like, the movie that I was inspired by is Jim Jarmusch, Night on Earth. when all his little stories happen at the same time, but in a different parts of the world.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Yes, because we don't know like what's happening right now. We have this interview and someone, I don't know, got proposals, someone get the jobs. I don't know,
Right.
someone's traveling to see his mom or
Right. Little stories. Little stories.
little
That's
story.
life, isn't it? Our life is full of little stories.
Yeah.
Changing scenes. So, do you dance? What's your hobbies? Do you like art, music?
I've been dancing since I was 5. So as far as I'm from Russia, of course, it started with ballet.
Oh,
Then
beautiful. What a beautiful dance.
very hard.
This lady, folks, does ballet. She's a ballerina.
Former. Then I was a professional sport ballet dancer. There was 10 dances in the program, and samba and rumba and waltz and foxtrot.
It's a
And
kind of classical music, classical dance too.
yeah, it's kind of classical. And then I switched to contemporary dance, which is like modern ballet.
Yes. So you dance, you ride horses, and you do a few of your own stunts too, because, right, I've seen them. So, is there anything you'd like to tell directors or producers or somebody that's looking for actresses out there? Do you speak any other foreign languages? And
So
accents?
I lived in Paris, but it was over 10 years ago. I used to speak French, but I'm sure if it will be a nice opportunity, I will refresh my memory very fast.
What music do you like to listen to?
Oh, that's question will be surprising. I'm a techno person, so
Are
I
you?
like yeah. So radio BBC One, London, it's just or Detroit, Carl Cox. For this year, I decided to put everything on pause and just review my character because I understood that I'm a little bit behind because I'm still trying to get this teenage, I mean, not teenage roles, of course, but younger. And there was like little battle in my head, like why I'm trying to play all this school, not school, but youngsters.
Youngs, yeah.
Yeah. What's the problem with other characters?
Right.
And
So you want to play a little bit older, you mean?
I think older, more sophisticated. It's
Yes.
deeper, and all this Lady Macbeth.
Okay.
I don't know,
Because
Gertruda.
you like theatre, Shakespeare, yeah.
Yeah, or um, The Gone Girl by David Fincher.
Okay.
Yeah, it's more when you know your character. Well, I mean, when you know yourself, and you can bring to the character even more.
Right.
So that's why it was my decision to stop for a little bit. But Bing inspired me so much. I'm so thankful to this person. You
Yeah.
cannot imagine. I'm
He's
very
lovely.
grateful. Yeah, because I already forgot. I didn't even like try to bug him for anything and asking. I would just keep it in touch, just like with a person to check in. And when he said that the movie has been released, and I don't know if it's like only for me, but people from the industry
Yeah.
saying that it was very tough year and was very slow.
It has been bad for the industry.
Yes,
COVID and then it was the shutdown, as you said, the strike, the writers' strike. And
Exactly.
so it's like you've had a really bad time. 2 years, I'd say, for the film industry where people haven't been able to work from COVID or the strike. It's been a tough industry for all of you.
Exactly.
Okay.
I mean, some people still got Oscars and some people still made like amazing movies for sure. it's just life, right? But
Right.
we talk about majority, and that's why I just decided to use this time to build my personality better and
Right.
just to upgrade, to level up. So
Right.
he inspired me, and you inspired me, and like all this amazing, talented, like incredibly talented people start coming to me. So as long as like I don't know, I changed something in myself, or maybe like the moon with the sun changed. I don't know.
Well, you know what? You're very talented too. I've seen you on screen, so and you are because you're very diverse. You can change your look like that. Because if I didn't recognize you, that's a great attribute.
Thank you. Yes. So you know what? I invited my coworker to go with me on this premiere, and next day he worried so much about me. I'm like, I'm alive. I'm fine. Thank you so much for being like having a company with me and like watching and supporting and being kind.
Right.
And he's like, I'm so glad that you are not dead. I'm like, what?
Because you watched the movie.
Yeah, because he watched the movie. He's like, I cannot remove this scene from my head. Is it okay? I'm like, that was the goal. That's
Well, the
amazing.
thing is, it wasn't just a killing, was it? It was a torture. And I'm because I'm quite empathic, and I'm like, and she goes, it isn't, and Tatiana, goes, it isn't going to be good. And I was like, no, it isn't good. It isn't good on my eyeballs either. All that fighting and killing, I was like, oh. But it was great. Yeah, so.
Well, you know what? I just thought that it's a good thing that Bainey tortured a woman, not a man, because it would be very stereotypic.
Well, the thing is, I think when that happens, they have, especially men, have more empathy and more. I think more emotion comes out when a woman's being hurt than when a man is. If it's two men fighting, they're like, oh, because society has inbred us that men fight. Crazy, right? But if you see two women or a woman being hurt, people are like, it kind of makes a different
Reaction.
different reaction.
Also, I like that Bainey and Dog were searching on set. They were searching. They didn't want to like ready idea that they prepared and it wasn't their lineup and their script. They were searching for things.
Yeah.
That's what I liked personally.
Yeah,
Because it gave me freedom.
it did. It's a very good storyline. I thought it was a very good storyline, especially how you were all together, and then her and then Tatiana brought her childhood into it. I mean, that was horrific. Killing her own mom, you know. That's another part that got to me when she was a child.
Very, very brutal.
That was brutal, wasn't it?
And Tatiana was amazing in her fighting scenes. That was very good.
Yes, Alan Delabey complimented all the ladies on your fighting scenes and on your scenes. Yes, so there's that.
It's good to have your people, right?
Yes.
That's on your vibe, because it's the most important thing when it's life between people,
Right.
when this is happening. So I think that's what we want.
Have you got any last words for the audience?
I think whatever makes you happy, don't give up and just don't go for the results. Enjoy the process, and that's where you feel more loved, more fulfilled. You will feel the life. You will feel busy, important, grounded, beautiful, young, ugly, everything. You will feel everything. Don't be afraid to use different angles in your art, in your work. Don't afraid to say no. Don't afraid to say yes, even if you don't have experience. I think just try this life. We have just this life. We don't know if we will have another life. It's just such an interesting experience, right?
Yeah,
Maybe
I've asked a few people, but no one's given me the right answer yet.
exactly, right? How we can know?
You know, this life isn't a dress rehearsal. We've only got one chance at it, right?
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah. We go straight to recording.
Yes. No, there's no rewind button either. That would be great. Wouldn't you just rewind a few things that you didn't want to happen? But then it wouldn't make us who we are today. So Yulia is on Instagram and she is on Facebook.
And I'm on TikTok.
And she's a TikToker. TikTok. Of course you are. You're young and beautiful. All the young ones are on TikTok. But I'm like, I ain't got time for TikTok.
Well, TikTok is fun. It's just like there is no responsibilities. You don't have to be perfect like on Instagram. You just you can pretend and play your favorite scene and just do this lip syncing or just create your monologue and just throw it. And instead of just doing self tapes and be not aware if anyone watch it, just maybe like at least couple of people.
Yeah, I bet it's fun. So look out for this girl. She's a very good actress because I've seen her on screen, and you couldn't tell she was acting. That's how you tell a good actress, right? So, Yulia and I have been sitting here with no air conditioning, so
and
we had
probably, hopefully, lost couple pounds.
I was thinking, I hope I've lost 5 pounds. You don't need to lose any weight. I've seen you, you're a skinny mini. But me, at my age, I've got 5 pounds to lose somewhere.
Oh my God.
I know. Thank you so much for being on Chatbox with Sam. It's been a really fun interview.
Samantha, that was such a pleasure. Thank you so much for this amazing Sunday celebration of my 6 years in Los Angeles in this amazing, magical, difficult, easy, intriguing, interesting Los Angeles.
Never give up, no matter what the answer is. If it's no, it's going to be yes one day, you know, when you're auditioning and stuff. And it is beautiful. You've got a very good positive outlook. Don't let anyone crush that or darken it. So you take care, Yulia. Follow her on Instagram, TikTok and Facebook. And you will see her on Prayer of Wrath too, with Cynthia Rothrock and Tatiana Neva.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye. Stay tuned for the sneak peek from next week's episode, Julio Lopez Velasquez.
Let's say I have a project. On a project, we're gonna put we put the money together. We write the script. We do the budget. We put the cast together. We do everything from A to Z. So basically, if you want to make a film, you come to Tomorrowland, and we know how to make a film from A to Z. Well, what happens, at Tomorrowland, when we came up with Tomorrowland, actually I came up with Tomorrowland, I decided that I wanted to make a film, multicultural, where we're going to touch every single kind of subjects, and we were not going to stick just to one, So almost most of the films that we have done, they are true life stories, or maybe like about half of it, is true life or somebody else's life that we wanted to tell the stories, and that way we can really get in contact with the public and people can relate to them.
So I admire you for continuing on and never giving up. But exactly. I have to talk about your hot sauce. Formosa?
Yeah, Formosa. That one is like it's funny because it's a 39-year-old recipe. Mm-hmm. For a small town in Mexico. We used to have a restaurant with my ex-sister-in-law, and what happens, we used to sell the hot sauce there in one store where you can buy it too. Mm-hmm. So you can buy it, but right now we have it in Japan, in maybe like 120 stores through the United States too.
Look at Julio. Mm-hmm. Who says that a man can't multitask? Julio is up there multitasking, chef, producer, filmmaker. And you sell houses, right?
Yeah, what happened? I'm a realtor too. So what happens?
Yes.
Realtor, and we do mortgages too. What happens?
Do you ever sleep, Julio?
Actually, yes, but sometimes you know what happened. A lot of people ask me, "How can you multitask so much?" I think when you come from a third world country where you don't have anything,
Right.
but you have all these dreams, what happens? You know what I mean? Your mind goes into a different level where you can do this, do that, do this, and plus you have different. A lot of people tell me, you know what I mean? Oh, I would love to do this, but I'm doing this. And I always tell them, you should be working on both, because when you have a dream, it can be only one. You can have two dreams. You can have three dreams. So to me, it's more important to try to do everything that I can, because I remember when we started Formosa, even my son told me, why are you going to do hot sauce? You're already doing real estate and making films. And that's when you have to become like a horse with blinders, where you don't listen to anybody else. And you have to go with what you feel.
Right.
And I went through a year and a half later, he comes to me like, oh, good thing we did Formosa, right? And I'm like, yeah.
So
right.
pleased.
Yeah. When people tell me, no, we can do it, I can say, yes, we can do it. So I went to work on films, even when I was a producer already as a PA. Nobody knew. I was working on lights. Nobody knew. I will park my car far away and stuff like that. And it's funny because then I finished my films and they were like, hey, you were a PA in our film. I'm like, yeah, I wanted to learn. I go like that. Oh, you were working in the crew. Yeah, I wanted to learn. And they were like, but you have a bigger film than me. I'm like, it's okay, but I had to learn, you know what I mean? And, but that's how it is. You have to be humble enough to go and learn it. And that way you know how to, to do it.
I'm a bright star in the nighttime.